guys, it's Bex. So today what I really wanted to talk about was something that's quite close to my heart and something that I think is quite important to me, and that is about racism and the bullying, the things that I experienced when I was in the UK. So first of all, I didn't experience as much as I think a lot of other people experienced. So I did have bullying, I did have racist comments and stuff, but it wasn't that bad. Like, I was never beaten up or anything like that, and I'm sure there are kids who went through a lot worse. I think what I did experience made me really hate myself, I guess. I really hated myself for being different. I really hated myself for being Chinese. I hated that I was Asian. I hated that I wasn't white and that I couldn't blend in like they were. No matter how much I wanted to blend in, I spoke good English, and I grew up just like a lot of those kids. I had a lot of white friends, but still I was never white enough. And I think when I was young that really bothered me. Now that I'm older, I'm just like, I love being Chinese, I love being Asian, I love that I have this rich culture. Yeah, I just love being Chinese, and it's kind of sad that I ever hated myself for who I was, or who I am. So one of the reasons that I actually came here to Hong Kong was because I felt like I wanted to go to a place where I fit in a bit better, and I thought that in Hong Kong everyone's going to be Chinese, everyone's going to be just like me, so I thought that I would fit in here much more than I would in the UK. Now that I'm here, turns out I don't fit in here either. I don't fit in here because I grew up abroad, and it's stupid because people look at me and they think that yes, I'm Chinese. Although actually a lot of people think I'm Korean for some reason, which I don't know why. But anyway, I guess they see that there's something different. So I speak Cantonese, I think pretty well for someone who grew up abroad, but it's not exactly like a local. There are a lot of slangs I don't know, there's a lot of words I don't know, and I think a lot of locals don't like people like BBCs, ABCs. They don't really like them because they feel like maybe we're spoilt, maybe they feel like we're whitewashed. I hear the word banana a lot, which I actually really hate. For those of you that don't know, banana basically means yellow on the outside and white on the inside. So again, they're just saying like, I'm basically a white person just with Chinese skin. And I really hate it because they're kind of undermining who I am as a person. They're basically saying, you don't belong as a Chinese person, you are not one of us. But then in the UK, I'm not one of them either, so who am I supposed to be if I can't fit in with what I consider as my own people, and I can't even fit in where I grew up and was born? Now I actually believe that I probably fit in best in the UK. I had a lot of amazing friends, and they never really made me feel like I wasn't one of them. But there were obviously people, especially when I was growing up, that made me feel like I was less of a person because I was Chinese, and these are the people that made me feel like I wish I wasn't Chinese, I wish I was white, I wish I could just blend in with all these people and I didn't have to look different, or I didn't have to be different. So growing up, I still am quite quiet, a little bit nerdy, quite shy. I think it made me a good target for bullying, especially for people who are racist, because I wasn't going to say anything back to them, right? And they would have big groups of white friends, and I would be there with my other nerdy friends who were not going to do anything about it. And people would throw stuff at me, they'd call me horrible names, they'd tell me to go back to my own country. Let's be real here, I was born in the UK, so they're telling me to go back to my own country, and to be honest, my own country is the country I'm already living in, so I don't really know what they're talking about there. Then there was one particular incident which was probably one of the lowest points of my life, which was that this guy who didn't even go to my school, I think he was expelled, or he just, I don't know, he was just a bit of a bum, he didn't do anything. And he was probably the worst person, and he lived in my town, and he would just, whenever he saw me, he would do horrible stuff to me, and I felt like I couldn't really step out of my house because I didn't want to see him. And he actually had a few times where he'd push me into the road, and it didn't matter whether a car was coming or not, it didn't matter whether I would get hurt or not. If anything, he probably wanted me to get hurt. I never ever did anything. They always say that Chinese people are, I guess, easy to bully because we never say anything. We don't like fight back. We just suppress it. We don't complain to anyone. It just made us easier targets. People always say, oh, if people bully you, then if you stop reacting, then they won't do it anymore. But when people are being racist, it doesn't matter if you react. It doesn't matter if you cry. It doesn't matter if you argue with them. They don't care if you are going to say anything. They want you just have the hatred fester inside of you. And that's exactly what happened, is that this hatred festered inside me and tore me from the inside out. It made me feel awful, it made me feel like shit, it made me feel like I was worse than what was on the bottom of their shoe. And it really made me hate who I was as a Chinese person, as a BBC, as, a member of that community. And I'm pretty sure this is not something that only I have experienced. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, whether they're Chinese, whether they're Asians, or any other colored people, or even just LGBT, people who are different to those around you, you will probably have experienced what I experienced, maybe in different levels. Some of you probably have been physically hurt. Some of you, maybe it's more mental, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who've experienced it. Everyone reacts differently. Some people, maybe it just makes them stronger. It makes them, they think it's funny. They probably think, you know, these people are so ignorant. For me, as, you know, a quiet, submissive teen, it really festered inside of me and really was quite damaging to my mental stability, I think. And what really helped me was actually doing things like judo and singing and dancing and these things that made me grow in confidence. And it really helped me mentally, but also, at least for judo, it helped me physically a lot. And I do think that for a lot of teens out there, or, you know, even if you're in your late teens and you've never done any sort of martial arts, it's always good to do, you know, if it's not judo, you know, some kind of self-defense training, because it helps you physically, just to build yourself up, be healthy, you know, your body's good. It actually really helps you mentally as well, because if people attack you, if people say stuff to you, you're already in that mindset that you can defend yourself. Having that kind of self-defense training really helps you to just know that you're stronger than them. So for anyone who's actually experiencing this right now, or who has experienced this and it's still festering inside of you, just know that you're going to be so much stronger. If anything, it's better for you, because you're going to make yourself so much more successful than them, and you're already way more successful than them. Otherwise they wouldn't want to pick on you. If they were already doing well, they would see no point in trying to pick on you, right? So those people are totally not worth it, and your life is going to be so much better. Just love yourself, be who you are, no matter what it is, whether you're a member of the LGBT community, whether you have some kind of special marking on your body or something, or whether you're just someone who's from a different culture. Just embrace yourself for who you are, because you're the only person that can dictate what happens in your life. You're the only person that can react to those things, and if you don't react, every time they say those things, every time they do anything bad to you, just tell yourself, I'm gonna love myself so much more, and thank them, because they're just making it so easy to see that you're so much better than those people. Haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potato, as Arnav loves to say.